What's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Happy, terrific Tuesday. I've got a guest. This is
Nadia.
This is Nadia, my little athlete, Nadia. What kind of sports do you play?
Horseback riding, hockey, and cheer.
She is an all-around athlete. This kid is a far better athlete than I was as a child. She can do anything. Dance. Yeah. She's a dancer. She has an amazing leap. She's phenomenal. Okay, so Nadia and I are going to be talking to you this evening about the power of negative emotion. What? That's like a brain teaser, isn't it? You never thought the positive powerhouse Monica would say that there is power in negative emotion. But let me explain that to you. So we have what is called the emotional guidance system. Why do we have emotions? We do not have emotions to drive us crazy, to drive one another crazy. We have emotions to guide us, to help us to stay in that sweet spot. Our emotions are to be observed so that when they get out of whack, we know and we are intentional about coming back to the center, centering ourselves, coming back into alignment. What exactly does that mean, Nadia? Do you know?
No.
No? Trick question for her. Okay, so what is in your heart? Like
love.
Okay, love is in your heart. And so, like, what are you? You are your heart. I'm going to give you a clue. You are your heart. So what are you?
Love.
You are love. We are love. Literally, we are composed of light and love. And when we are experiencing negative situations, negative people, or negative emotions, it is because we have stepped out of our truth. And your truth is right here. And your truth is love. Let me open up in case anyone has comments so I can interact. It's going to happen eventually. I know it. I feel it. I'm drawing these people in to make comments. And so what happens is your truth is love. Anytime that you have a negative emotion about yourself, you doubt your self-worth, you doubt your ability to lead, you doubt your ability to be a good athlete or a good musician or a good artist, whatever it is that you desire in life. When you doubt yourself, how does it feel?
It makes you feel like you can't do something.
Like, what does it feel like in your body though? When you're thinking
like
about
disappointment.
Yes, like disappointment. Does it feel good?
No.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
Yeah.
Do you know why it doesn't feel good?
Because the negative emotion is coming out of you.
Yeah, the negative emotion is presenting to tell you, ding, 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 that's not true. So you've got to go back into alignment and think positive thoughts about yourself and about others. This is huge. Life is so simple. All right, I'm done. Bye. Have a good night. Life is simple. Like, really, get your emotions in check and life will line up for you. All of the good things will come into your life when you get your emotions in check. And so a big part of the reason why I wanted Nadia to be here is because I want to talk a little bit about the previous version of Monica. I don't want to say the old Monica because Monica's never going to get old. She's young forever. 28, isn't that what we decided?
Yeah.
28 forever. Okay, so if you ever ask me my age, I will tell you I'm 28. because I'm 28 forever. But what I want to tell you is in the past, I was really kind of an angry little chick, not necessarily in high school. Like I was happy through high school. Really when I became a mom, I got really angry. And it wasn't because I didn't love being a mom, and it wasn't because I didn't love having a family. It's because I'd stepped out of my truth. I was judging myself all the time. I couldn't do this right. I couldn't do that right. I wasn't a good enough mom. I wasn't a good enough wife. I was not a good enough homemaker. I didn't do like, that's what they like, like I was a stay-at-home mom, right? I was always judging myself. And so we beat ourselves down, and because we have stepped out of our truth. And then it just rules us, and it turns into negative emotion. And I turned into this snappy person. I was snapping all the time, wasn't I?
Yes.
And I was snapping. God, what's she gonna say?
You didn't you did one little thing wrong, you would snap.
Triggered. I was
Yes.
triggered all the time, wasn't I?
Yes.
And this was not very long ago. And this is the power of emotion, is when you start being intentional about your emotions, you can really shift it. And so what does this mean in the world of sports? I mean, think about it. What athletes do you like to watch? What athletes do you enjoy interacting with, playing ball with, whatever? It's not the ones that get pissed off and go off the rails, because that's cringy, right? Watching an athlete that has a bad attitude, that has a temper, that has a crazy, crazy short fuse, you're like, what's going to happen next? And gosh, playing with an athlete like that, shit, that's no fun. Do you know anyone like that?
A lot of people on my hockey team, they would get super mad over nothing. They think that the goal shouldn't have counted because they pushed it in. They would throw their stick. They just wouldn't have fun the rest of the game.
Okay.
One thing would ruin them.
Okay, this is a good point. And so they dip into that negative emotion, and instead of using it as a guidepost, because I got to go back, they just get caught up in it. And so this is the importance of teaching our young athletes. This is the importance of the way that we are coaching, the way that we are parenting our athletes. And I'm really intentional, especially with hockey. She plays with boys, and she's out there in the middle of the ice. She keeps her cool. She just kind of goes with the flow and watches for the loose puck and takes it and scores. She's very methodical, which is such a joy to watch. But I would say with horseback riding is where you could potentially get a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Worked up maybe.
Yeah. But
really even that, I mean, we have been very good about having a conversation about emotions in general. And you really are pretty cool-headed in all the sports you play, don't you think? Can you think of a time where you got upset or mad?
When Cody bucked me off, I got mad at him.
Oh, a horse did buck her off once. Okay. Okay. But what did you do?
Get back on.
She got back on. And now you did say for a minute, I'm not getting back on, but then about 5 minutes later, she got back on. And that's her.
I said that I wouldn't ride him ever again.
Yeah.
Actually.
And that's her finding her center. She went out a little bit. She felt the negative emotion. She sat in it for a minute, and then she went back and she got on. And this is the power of mirror neurons. So when your kids are watching you, they are recreating the same patterns. We're imprinting these patterns into our children. And so, I remember Bob Knight, okay, the crazy coach. You don't know Bob. He was an IU coach.
Oh.
And he was kind of entertaining to watch because you never know what the hell the dude was going to do next, throwing chairs, raising hell. But really, this is not good. This is really not a great way to coach, right? And I think, I'm not even going to go there because I really don't know much about it. I just remember as a child watching some of the games and being like, oh shit, I can't believe he just did that. And it's a little bit thrilling. because you get that like rush of adrenaline. But really, all in all, it's just not a great. It's not a great way to coach. It's
Might
these
be
are
fun to watch.
right. These are not. These are not the things that we want to imprint in our children, because this shit stays with them generationally. And so realize too, and this is getting a little heavy. We're going deep here, baby. Realize that when you are making the shift emotionally and being really intentional and becoming the observer of your emotions in order to have greater control over your emotions and your life, you are changing genes. You are literally changing the genes, your children's genes, your children's genes. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's not, because we're all connected. There's no separation here. We are all connected. So what you are doing for yourself and to yourself, you are doing for your family and to the collective of humankind. And so let's shift because we're more powerful than we really realize. Dan said, who's IU? You know who IU is, right? Oh, shit.
No.
Purdue?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a team. What team?
Okay, but it's a team of what? Like, is it a school?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of school? A college.
College.
It's a college. Okay, he was a damn good coach, but yeah, he was a damn good coach. Oh yes, and this domino effect, yes, I like that terminology. I also like to call it the ripple effect, right? We really cannot fully grasp the effect that we're having on the world around us. It's a ripple effect. It's a domino effect. Ooh, sorry. It's a ripple effect, a domino effect that is affecting, it is impacting more people than we will ever know. And this is why it's so important to like get control of your shit. This is where the power lies. When you step into the power of your emotions and keeping yourself in alignment, this is where you step into opportunity. This is where good things come into your life. Good things are delivered to you, because every single decision you make, you are emitting a vibration. Every word you say, every feeling you have, every thought you have, boom, an impact. A vibration is going out into the quantum field, okay? And then you are drawing that back to you as well. So what you put out, you get back tenfold. Like, that is real shit. That is real stuff. Ripple, yes. Okay, I want to read something to you. This is, hold on, I'll have to hold it a certain way so you can, okay. Do you see what this book is? It is called The Greatest Secret. It's by Rhonda Byrne. Byrne. This book is amazing, you guys. The Greatest Secret. Like, what is the greatest secret? It all boils down to the fact that you are love, that you are love. And when you deviate from that knowing that you are love, it doesn't feel good.
So that's where you got your you are love.
Go ahead, say it again.
That's where you got you are love.
Yes, that's exactly where I got you are love. And so when you deviate from that, when you think I am not worthy, that does not feel good. That is not a good feeling. And there's a reason that doesn't feel good, because it's not fucking true. Oh, you didn't hear that?
Yes, I did.
Oops. She's never heard me drop an F-bomb before.
Oh, yeah.
I'm passionate. I don't ever curse to her or at her. I just curse around her sometimes. Only in a positive context, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Most of the time.
Okay, stop it. Oh my gosh, she's telling all my secrets. Okay, I want to read this to you. This is a super powerful passage. And if you want to get real woo-woo, okay, you know, people judge woo-woo, but that shit works. When you start connecting with the world around you and realizing that there is so much more unseen than there is seen, this is when life gets magical. Magical. I've got no words. Right, Nadia?
Yeah.
So true. She knows. Okay, ready? Whenever we suffer, it's because we've believed something about ourselves that isn't true. You laughing at me?
Yes.
We've mistaken our own identity. All of humanity's suffering comes down to a case of mistaken identity. Is that powerful?
Yeah.
What does that mean? You can if you don't know, you can just shrug. Don't know.
Don't know.
It's just what we said. You are
You
pure
are.
love. When you deviate from that, when you think any negative thought about yourself or someone around you, you're deviating from truth. And that's why it doesn't feel good. And so your emotions are saying, hey, dummy. I'm just kidding. Not hey, dummy. That's not the right way to put it. Hey, silly. Whoopsie, you did it again. It's time to get back into alignment. And so the question is, sorry, move my hands a lot.
Yeah.
The question is, how long are you going to allow yourself to stay there? I was there for a long time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there for a while. I really was. I was there for years, but I'm not there anymore. And that's all that matters. Now. And so my point is, the power of this negative emotion is to help us get our shit together and get back into alignment. And so what happens is our brains become addicted to the chemicals of negativity. And so when we try to step into a positive mindset, our body says, I'm missing those chemicals. Like, I want those chemicals. I need that release. And so it's hard. Like, you really have to be very intentional about getting back in that sweet spot, about finding a way to feel better. You got to be very intentional about it. And eventually you'll break the habit. Eventually you'll create new neural pathways in your brain that make it easier. But I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. It's like building a muscle. You can't see what's going on as the muscle is building up all the time on the external, but there's lots of things going on inside. And so if you keep at it, when you are intentional and you are consistent, this is where it gets easier. And then life is just easier. Good things are coming to you. Positive circumstances are coming to you because you are sending out positive vibes. And so I want to go back to my change, my transition from angry little woman to positive powerhouse, damn it. And I want Nadia to kind of give us some input here. So do you remember, do you really have a good solid memory of a couple years ago, how life was around me?
Yes.
And can you tell us about that?
Yes.
I'm scared. What you gonna say?
You were really you had a really short temper, and you did one thing wrong and you just blew up.
Yeah.
And also didn't help you at the hospital. You had really negative energy around you there too. So when you got home, you were stressed out from work.
Yeah.
And especially at your old hospital that you went to, you were very mean after work.
Yeah, I would come home. I would go home into a negative situation oftentimes, and I would bring negativity with me, and I had a lot of negativity inside of me. And so, what had I done? I had, because we create a reality and because I was putting out negativity on a consistent basis, I had created a negative atmosphere for myself in every part of my life. Decalcify your third eye. Boom, Michael, I love you. Thank you for your comment. I like you. Okay, we'll talk about that too. Okay, so I was wrapped in negativity, and everyone around me was suffering because of that. I was giving from an empty cup. I was not taking care of myself spiritually, emotionally, or physically. And I was giving everything away. And I didn't realize I was martyring myself, right? I was not paying attention to the cues that my emotional guidance system was giving me at all. I was just lost in negative emotion. I was pissed off. I was stressed out. I was very snappy. I was a person you didn't want to be around. I was the person you were kind of and let me clarify that a little bit. I was probably the person my kids didn't want to be around because I would put on a front for those outside of me. And I never beat my kids or anything. Can you attest to that, please?
Yeah.
I never beat my kids. And I wasn't emotionally abusive, calling them names or anything. I just was snappy. They would spill something on the floor and I would freak out. It was like the freaking end of the world if something got spilt on the floor. And now if something gets spilt on the floor, I'm like,
Really?
No big deal. Okay, so now, better yet, let's talk about me now. Let's talk about where I've come to. Have you seen a massive shift?
Yes.
Am I like a different person?
Yes.
Do you like me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
I used to not like.
Oh
Now
my gosh,
I
I'm so glad you like me now. I'm so glad I'm likable. So my point here is like anyone can do this. I'm just a normal person, right? And I used to say to myself, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to snap again, but I did it anyway. I did it. It's like I didn't want to do that again, but I didn't want to put in the work to not do it. And then what ended up happening is I started getting like hives all over my body. My body was like, you better do something, lady, or you're going to end up sick. And then what? Then who's going to take care of the kids? And then who's going to be mean to the kids? And so this is when my shift occurred. And I really started being very intentional about watching my emotions. And it got easier and easier, but I really also had to forgive myself a lot because as I was creating these new connections and as I was reducing the dependency on these negative chemicals that flood your brain when you yell at someone that you get addicted to, it got easier and easier, but you know, there's still growth. It always takes time to grow, right? It's not something you decide and boom, magically all of a sudden you're a positive person. It takes work. It takes intention. It takes observation. And it really takes enlisting the people around you. Because once I told my kids that I wanted to change and that I was going to do A, B, and C in order to do it, I then was taking responsibility and accountability and telling them what I was doing and how I was shifting. And so what did I do? I started talking to myself with more positive words. It was not negative to myself. I told myself that I loved myself. I told myself I was worthy. I told myself I was healthy, wealthy, and beautiful all the time. This ran through my head all the time because I still do, right? And so my next question, Nadia, is, do you feel like you're learning from my shift? Do you feel like you've learned from my shift?
Yes, because when I was little, I thought that that's how like normal people act, all rude and snappy. But now that I realize that humans aren't supposed to be like that, they're supposed to actually be nice.
Okay, life is supposed to be good. Okay,
Fun.
Newsflash, right? Life is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be beautiful and magical. Beautiful things are supposed to come to you, not negative things, right? And so why don't we tell them about some of the kind of mindset work that we do? Can you think of anything off the top of your head? Like, what do we do? Like, think about our day. Like before bed, let's talk about before bed. What do we do every night before we go to bed?
We meditate.
Yeah.
No, we do that.
Well, we do that, but that's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's always an evening meditation. That's something that we always do together is an evening meditation. It's something that puts us to sleep. It's like we either search for a sleep talk down. Is that what it's called? Yes. Which is, they're not really talking down to you.
That's what I used to say.
They're talking you into rest. And so we do that every night. And then throughout, I always meditate. And if I don't meditate, what do you guys do? Like, what do you say to me?
It's meditate.
You're like, Mom, go meditate. And so this is the cool thing is when you start valuing making space for yourself and making space for caring for yourself, your kids will recognize when you've not taken the time. And you know what they'll do? They'll say, go meditate.
And it wasn't just you like saying I'm healthy, wealthy, and beautiful that shifted. It was mostly also you meditating and actually taking time for yourself, because that's something you never did when I was little, and you never took any time for yourself. It was only like other people, and you've definitely changed way more whenever you started meditating and kind of taking more time to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we're taught as parents to kind of martyr ourselves, right? To give. And I'm not telling you to not give, but I'm telling you to give from a full cup and not an empty cup. And when you're giving from a full cup, you're not experiencing as much negative emotion. And when you're giving from a full cup, it's easier for you to shift out of that negative emotion and into a positive emotion. And so what is happening? I'm going to go deep one more time here. What is actually happening? And you take this if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Not everyone is ready to receive this. And really, you create your own reality. So, your truth is your truth, mine is mine. And so what I've learned is that what we are doing, every decision we make, every word we speak, we are shifting timelines. Okay, this is quantum physics. We are shifting timelines. And so either you're shifting to a higher plane or a lower plane. Are you making a positive decision? Or are you making a negative decision? And this, every single decision you make. So what's my point? Listen to your emotional guidance system. If you're experiencing a negative emotion, try to find a way to feel better. Be intentional about the things that you're saying and the feelings that you are having, the feelings that you're expressing to the people in the space around you. This is where the power is, my friends. This is where you become an intentional creator instead of a person who is creating by default, because everything you're saying, thinking, and feeling is literally creating the world around you. This is quantum physics. This is science. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not just creating stories here. Like, this is real solid stuff. And so why not be intentional about what you're creating? And if you're not real sure, why not just try it out? Just try it out. Just start thinking more positive thoughts. Start writing down gratitudes. You want to really shift your life? This book is amazing. This was a game changer for me. The Magic. Ooh, I know. I'm like, which way do I hold it? Again, this is by Rhonda Byrne. She's the bomb, clearly. The Magic. This is a really simple read. This is a 28-day gratitude practice. Each chapter is just maybe 4 or 5 pages, and this will change your life, 100% guaranteed. When you are sitting in gratitude, it is impossible to be sitting in a negative emotion when you are sitting in gratitude. You can't be in 2 emotional states at the same time. You can't do it. It doesn't happen. And so when you become grateful for the world around you, more is delivered for which to be grateful for. When you are not grateful for that which you already have, it will be taken and no more will be delivered. And this is the law of attraction. It cannot be negated. Like, what you think is what you get. Just try it. Just try it. Okay. So what, do we have any more comments? The domino effect. Okay. So I'm kind of like feeling really zen tonight. Like I'm not as hyped as usual. I just am in this like sweet spot of relaxation, I guess. And so I think it's because I have created this mastermind, is what I call it, with 5 amazing women. And we are, every day, we're talking about taking control of our lives and using the power that we have to create a beautiful, beautiful world for us and for our families. And it has me like floating on a cloud because I'm feeling so good. How are you feeling?
Good.
Do you feel my feeling? Like, do you feel my energy field emitting around you?
Yeah.
When I am happy, are you happier?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my point. When you are a happy parent and a positive parent, when you are a happy coach, a positive role model, a happy teacher, a happy nurse, whatever your position is, a fucking happy plumber. I said the F-bomb again, I'm sorry. Yeah, anything. Like when you are happy, you emit a frequency. Like my energy field is huge right now because I'm so freaking happy. You affect everyone around you. So why not have a positive effect instead of a negative effect? Have a positive effect. Create a positive ripple instead of a negative ripple. Right, Nadia?
Yes.
because as a parent, I fully acknowledge the fact that I set the entire tone of the house, and my house is pretty big. I set the tone of the entire house. My kids walk in the door from their dads, they feel my energy, boom. And it used to be a struggle sometimes, right? But really, because I've created so many positive neural pathways in my brain, life is really freaking good in this house. Do you think?
Yeah.
Really? Honestly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have a lot of fun. Even when we're dealing with negative emotions, one of us will check the other. what do you guys say to me? Like, and what do I say to you? Breathe. We tell each other to breathe a lot. You need to take a deep breath. This is unreasonable. Like somebody is always checking the other. And sometimes it's the 6-year-old checking the 28-year-old. Like I did that. Told you I'm 28 forever. And so this is not rocket science, but it is quantum physics, baby. No, my point is it's not hard. It's not complicated. You just have to be intentional. And so I am going to challenge you to write some gratitude statements. And if you feel called, get this book, yo. Ooh, it will change your life. The Magic Rhonda Byrne. The first gratitude practice in this book is for you to write 10 gratitude statements and then to read them and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am grateful for Nadia because, and I'm going to tell you how she makes me feel, because she makes me feel happy, validated, and joyful. And so you're evoking an emotion because it's not about the thing, it's about the feeling that you think you're going to get from the thing. It's always about the feeling. And so when you can get the feeling before the thing comes faster. The thing comes, you got to feel it first in order for the thing to be delivered. This is why you got to step out of negative emotion, slide into that sweet spot and stay there as long as you freaking can. And stay there longer and longer and longer and longer until you're just there most of the time, until you're floating on a cloud like we are, until it becomes so painful to be out of the sweet spot that zoop, you get right back in. So write 10 gratitude statements. I am grateful for such and such because of such and such. And then after you write those 10 gratitude statements, read through them and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you really want to one-up it tonight when you go to bed. Come up with an I know I am statement. I know I am an amazing creator, or I know I am a badass at making money. I know I am a leader, an amazing leader. And then say it to yourself over and over and over again until you fall asleep. We call this affirming ourselves to sleep. You know what you're doing there? Dipping into the subconscious. That is powerful. Affirm yourself to sleep. Okay. Oh, 3333. It's another powerful thing. Angel numbers. We'll talk about that sometime. All right, you guys. We got deep tonight. We're going to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. This is Quantum Inspirations. Oh, I forgot to put my ticker on.
What?
I want to say thank you to all of, let me see if I can find it. Hold on, guys. Got to do one last thing. I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. I can't remember how to find it now. Shoot. Oh, dang it. All right. Next time I'll put my ticker on.
Your what?
My ticker so that everybody knows who my sponsors are. Damn it, man. Okay. Well, next time. I love you. I love you deeply. You know why? Because there's no separation. I love you. I love myself. I love Nadia because we are all one. And that is why we do unto others, right? Have a great night. You are unique. You are special. There is no one in this world, in this universe like you. You have a gift that is unique and specific. So share it with the world. I love you guys. Have an amazing night. Bye. Oh, adios.